Do you know which day is the favorite day for Barack Obama, Homer Simpson, and American policemen? That's right, National Donut Day.
English Without Fear, where you can learn to speak English naturally through listening to stories.
National Donut Day is fast approaching. It will be here soon. This year, 2021, National Donut Day is June 4th. It's always celebrated on the first Friday in June. Why am I thinking about donuts? Well, the other day I asked Mike, "What's your favorite smell?" And he thought and said, Dunkin' Donuts, going into that little restaurant and smelling fresh donuts and fresh hot coffee. That got us talking about one of our first dates as a couple. We went to Dunkin' Donuts one morning for breakfast, and we each had coffee and we chose 2 donuts. We did that several times. So I have a soft spot in my heart for Dunkin' Donuts. We were talking with my mother-in-law about donuts because last week we spent the week in Seattle, Washington, visiting her. And when Mike mentioned that his favorite smell is donuts, fresh donuts and coffee, she told us how much she loved donuts. She grew up in New York City, and she said the donuts there are wonderful. So we talked about donuts, and I did some searching on the internet and found out that even though Americans are famous for their donuts, they didn't originate here. When settlers came over from Europe, people from Holland, the Dutch, brought their recipes for donuts. So what is a donut? A donut is a yeast cake that is fried, and it's shaped in a circle. And once it's fried, then it's frosted or decorated. All sorts of toppings go onto donuts, or it is also filled with jam or jelly or chocolate. There are lots and different kinds of donuts, varieties of donuts. I mentioned Dunkin' Donuts is a small restaurant all over. There's also something called Krispy Kreme donuts. And there might be a Krispy Kreme shop or restaurant, but usually you buy Krispy Kreme donuts in grocery stores. Here's a couple pictures from Walmart, a big store that sells food and clothing and other things. I told you that my mother-in-law loves donuts, especially from New York. My mother also loved donuts. I don't remember eating donuts often as a child, but I do remember my mom's lunch that she would pack to go to work. Every morning she took out a container of yogurt that she had in the freezer. She froze her yogurt, and she put some store-bought donuts that she got at the grocery store in with her yogurt, and she would take that to work. It's probably not a very healthy lunch, but she never got fat. She was from the part of the country called New England. And sometimes during the summers, we would go and spend a few weeks at the beach. We stayed in this place, a series of cottages, and they cooked breakfast and lunch for the guests. And the cook and her helper would make fresh donuts. But the donuts there at the beach in Massachusetts were called crullers, and they were long and kind of twisted. Same donut taste, same donut flavor, but they were fresh and homemade and so good. I do remember those. One other memory I have of donuts is when I was in college. Once a month, a professor would come to our dorm and he would talk or she would talk about something. It would be at night, 7 o'clock, and he or she would come for an hour and we would have donuts and coffee. And I would eat 2 donuts and have coffee as dessert after my dinner while listening to the professor. Well, go out and get your donuts and be prepared to celebrate National Donut Day on the 4th of June. Talk to you next time.
Thanks for watching. For questions or comments, here's my email